My name is John Gustav Gudmundsson. I worked in the complete car department at SAAB, technical department, and were involved in the Viggen project. And this is a 9-3 Viggen 3 doors we see in front of us here now. Okay, the biggest, one of the biggest changes of this car also is the engine. Since we introduced the 2.3 liter engine into this car. And that was made it also a lot of
you added extra horsepower to the engine as well?
Added horsepower, and also the engine management system was influenced, of course, by putting this 2.3 liter engine into a different car than the 9.5 that it used to be.
It was original in the 9.5 Aero, correct? It's almost the same engine?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And also, one thing that was changed was the front suspension, where the 9.5 front hubs were introduced in this car, and with the bigger brakes, and so we can take the extra power and also have a brake performance, improved brake performance from this.
And they're also visually a little bit different than the Aero brakes.
Yeah,
they have
there was some scratches in the disc to see look like.
Does it have any real function, or is it just for show?
I think it has a small function when it's wet, of course, because it breaks through
the layer of moisture
of water on the disc quicker, yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think it. One thing I remember was that it was a bit more noisy. And besides, and then of course, the talking about the suspension, we have the wheels. That was different also, but this is not the wheels that was planned from the beginning, because there were a 3-spoke wheel that was planned to be mounted on the car. But due to some problems that we noticed at the end of the project, was that the rims were flexing very heavily.
Really?
Yes. So we did a lot of test activity, and that's to see what really happened. And the supplier of the wheels checked, and I think it was up to 30 millimeter flexing of the rim between the spokes, and they tried to reinforce it, but they never managed to get it solid enough. So it's and one thing also I can mention is that we noticed that the frequency of the front end of the car was the same as on the wheel.
The sound?
The frequency of the front end of the car and the wheels was at the same level, and that's so it's.
So how did you, let's say, what happened? How did these wheels come to reality?
This was the wheels that we have here, because we were done in Germany and were testing this, and we had a lot of testing of different wheels, and the supplier, some place somewhere outside Frankfurt, they sent us new wheels with these 3-spoke wheels, but they never came up to a level where we can approve them for production. So we drove back up to Trollhättan, and we had a meeting late in the evening with Lars Olsson, also technical manager, and he actually took a brochure, and we looked into let's take these wheels, he said, and this is the one that's still on the car.
That was a pretty good pick.
Yes. So that was made. The choice was made very late in the project because it was what you can see today is we have 3 plus 3 spoke wheels and in the program, and those are the ones that was how they could convert the wheels so they could stop flexing in the wheels.
How close to the deadline did this wheel thing happen? I mean, you had a deadline when the car was supposed to be launched.
Yes, it was just weeks before.
Really?
Yeah, it was, and the reason for this is that, and the background why it happened so late in the project is that we were not allowed to drive with the real wheels on the car because of security. Of course, we didn't want to show the car with the new wheels on it. So, but we had done some test driving on different proving grounds, but it was this had never happened before. We had noticed something, but we didn't understand it actually. But when we had the final production, more or less, of the wheels, then we understood that we must do something because we couldn't approve it for production.
You did a lot of changes with the interior as well of the car.
Yes, it was it was the seats. That's the biggest thing, of course. The seats were more or less the same. The idea came from the 9000 Talladega, where you can see that. Could see that from the beginning. And
who came up with the colors blue and black and yellow? And
I think it's that was from the marketing side that they decided that, and also that there was a Viggen sign in the leather as well. You know, there was also something special. It was blue and yellow and red, I think it was. Yes. So it's,
You also had a special dashboard made for this one, with it looks a little bit special layout compared to normal cars.
No.
And I can see that we also had added a Viggen.
Viggen sign on the cylinder. So
yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
And in the rear, I mean, this car is most notably from the rear, I think, because of the special spoiler.
Yeah, we had a different spoiler made up here for this car as well. And also, I think that the basic idea with this plastic part came from Thailand. They had the models sold already with this part, and so they
got inspiration from them.
Inspiration from Thailand, actually, on the body part. Yes.
You have a very visible exhaust system as well on this one.
Yeah, that was funny because we had we talk about legal, and there's a legal requirement, of course, regarding exhaust noise, and we talked to TWR, and that is you must fulfill that, and with there's some special procedure how to check the exhaust noise. And I remember we had a test drive in England, and then when we summed up there after the test drive, we said that everything is okay, but now you have to change the exhaust noise also, because we can't have it like that, because it was quiet, you know.
Yeah.
And they looked at us, and you said that we shouldn't have, we shouldn't, we have this requirement. Yeah, but we need some special noise. The sound must be improved, exhaust sound must be improved, yes.
So a very distinctive sound for the car.
Yeah.
In that sense.
And of course the background for that was the old 900 with that special sound that the first 900 model had. But we realized that was never going to be possible to obtain that kind of sound in an engine like this, or actually is the exhaust manifold that gives that special sound in the old 900.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a special. I mentioned there's a new rear spoiler also, and the difference here is that it goes outside the rear bonnet also.
That's quite unique for a Saab car, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
I think it's the only one who has that feature.
Yes, that's right.
Were there any problems in developing this car in the sense of in issues, or was it a smooth ride all the way, except for the wheels there?
No, the wheels. So yes, I mentioned that, and
it was.
We had that was followed us for a long time was the torque steer and the rut sensitivity with the steering, and so TWR made a lot of big effort to improve that by changing rubber and bushes in the front suspension, and
it was perceived as quite overpowered.
Yeah,
for its size and for its
yes.
platform.
I mean, as I mentioned earlier, is that we used to have just up to 2-liter engine, and now we have a 2.3-liter engine in a body that was not made for that kind of power and torque.
So you had a special gearbox in this car as well, didn't you? And special clutch. The gearbox was the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's. But that has been changed all through the models. We had some problems there with the gearbox, but that was also improved in this project. We also made talking about the gearbox, and we had a test drive and with a split differential with the brake.
Really?
Differential, yes. But that made it even worse with the torque steer, so that was impossible. We couldn't have a car like that because it was more or less uncontrollable in that way.
What is your, let's say, with this car, what are you most proud of in this car with this development?
Yeah, we had, there was a lot of bad feelings about this, how the car handled with the rut sensitivity and the torque steer and so on. And but with all the test miles I put on the car, I perhaps learned to drive it. But as I said earlier here, is that you can't stop drive. You must drive the car all the time. It's not like an ordinary SAAB that you can just relax. But it's you must drive the car all the time, and that, in my opinion, makes it
a driver's car.
Driver's car, yes.
Yeah.
And also, as I like it, it's a bit more oversteered than the regular 93 model, and in my opinion, that makes it more funny also in that way.
This car was built in. It was not built in Trollhättan. It was built in Finland, correct?
It was Valmet in Finland manufactured, yes.
Do you know why? Of course, they make very good cars, but why didn't they place it in Trollhättan?
I think altogether I mean, we were a small company with a small, with little manpower, and production was filled up with the other production cars in production. So this was handled by Valmet in that way. Yes.
Was this? They usually said that this is a tribute car to the Viggen, the aircraft, and you were part of the real Viggen aircraft development as well, to a certain extent.
Yeah, it was interesting because in 1976, I think it was, I was working at Volvo Aero, and I was working as a test engineer, and at that time we had to certify the fighter version of the Viggen engine, RM8B it was called.
That's
So I was involved in the certification of that engine for the Viggen aircraft, yes.
that is a General Electric engine, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that was Pratt & Whitney.
The Pratt & Whitney. Yeah, the Gripen engine is a
Yes.
General Electric. That's
So,
right.
so you can say this is a second Viggen project for me.
So since you're the father, somewhat, this is truly born from jets in that sense.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. At least one car is.
Yeah.
All right.
So
That's the 9-3 Viggen for us.
yes,
It's a very interesting story. I'd like to thank you very much for
Thank you.
doing this for Saabs United.
Yeah.
Thank you.